Welcome back, truckers. Hidden in modding forums are mods that aim to revive Brazil's iconic trucks in Euro Truck Simulator 2. To see if they lived up to the hype, I drove 2,000 kilometers across Europe using 4 of these trucks. Only one truly impressed me, one made economic sense, one filled me with nostalgia, and the other one nearly made me quit. Don't be fooled. This isn't just about kicking the tires. This is a 2,000 kilometer trial by fire, through rain, over mountains, and down impossible tight city streets. I'm judging them on 4 things that really separate a good truck from an average truck. First, customization. Second, performance and handling. Third, sound and immersion. And finally, the ETS factor. You know, that magic something you can't quite put your finger on that makes you want to drive the truck day and night. Our journey begins with the Agril 1400S, the Underdog here. In the real world, the Agril makes tough, no-nonsense workhorses. I was hoping this mod would capture the same gritty, hard-working spirit for a quick delivery. Second I got into the garage, my heart sank. The options are, well, they're barely there. You can change the paints and pick a transmission. That's it. It's built on a 4x2 chassis. This truck was originally made as a rigid truck with a single engine option, a 207 horsepower Cummins engine, but now you can get a 360 horsepower engine to pull trailers. The model looks faithful enough, I guess, but there's just no passion here, no accessories, no personality, no love. But the real nightmare started the moment I hit the road. With such low horsepower, hauling even a light trailer was a battle for survival. You feel every single agonizing ton. The engine doesn't roar, it just screams in protest as you crawl up the slightest incline. I had to plan my overtake so far in advance, I felt like a psychic. The handling isn't bad, it's just not there. It turns, it stops, and that's all it does. No feedback, no weight, no feeling. But the final nail in the coffin was the sound. It's using the default sounds. That is the ultimate sin for a truck. It rips the soul right out of the machine, leaving you with this hollow, boring shell. It's like expecting a lion's roar and getting a cat's meow. My verdict? The Argyle works, but that's the only thing it does. Or better still, this truck is better off staying with its heritage as a rigid truck built for the busy city streets of Rio de Janeiro. For us, it's a disastrous start to the journey. I needed something to restore my faith as to why modders are putting Brazilian trucks into ETS2. I needed a legend, and then there it was, the Mercedes-Benz LS 1938. As I have done this truck in a previous video, I already know it makes economic sense. Watch the 3-for-1 video for an in-depth look at this money-making machine for your AI drivers. The link is in the description. The bulldog nose and the herd, the raw idle of that old school diesel. I knew this was a different beast. The modders absolutely nailed the tough, timeless look of the original. Back in the garage, my hope was restored. This is how you treat a classic. You can add period correct fog lights, different grills, exhaust stacks, and vintage fuel tanks. It feels less like modding and more like you're lovingly restoring it. But the real magic happened on the road. I was hauling heavy machinery with this authentic 380 horsepower engine, even though you can get a 510 horsepower chipped engine if you so desire. And let me tell you, this truck makes you earn every kilometer. The steering is heavy, acceleration is deliberate, and you have to think 2 steps ahead of it at all times. It's this raw mechanical connection between you, the machine, and the road that makes it a fun drive. You don't fight this truck, you dance with it. And when you finally learn the steps, it is one of the most rewarding feelings in the game. And the sound, oh the sound, it's deep gut roar that you can feel vibrating through the cab. The custom air horn is a total blast from the past. You hear every clatter of the diesel and every groan of the chassis. It's not a truck, it's a time machine. The interior textures might not be super sharp, but they perfectly capture the functional, no-nonsense vibe of this truck. From the raw mechanical past, we jump straight into the digital future with the Volkswagen Meteor. This is Brazil's answer to the modern long-haul cruiser. First impressions are good. Seeing a VW badge on the roads in ETS2 is a big thumbs up. Customization is everything you'll expect from a modern truck. You get 6x2, 6x4 chassis options, slick paint jobs, and tons of slots for light bars and aero kits. The interior is a spaceship compared to the Mercedes. You get a digital dash or analog dash, the choice is yours. Entertainment screen and a layout designed for pure comfort. The mod has perfectly captured that high-tech feel. It feels like you're inside a much earlier version of the MAN TGX. On the road, the Meteor is just pure, untouchable efficiency. It's a whisper, quiet, incredibly smooth and seriously powerful. I took the highest horsepower engine and it pulled a refrigerated trailer like it was nothing. The automatic transmission is smoother than butter, handles with precision. You could drive this truck for 12 hours straight and feel like you just sat down. But that's where the problem is. Could it be too perfect? The engine is a refined hum. Is it realistic? Yes. Is it exciting? Not really. It lacks that angry mechanical character of older trucks. It's so flawless that it feels disconnected, almost sterile in some ways. Don't get me wrong, this is without a doubt a great truck suited to the European roads. My only question is, did its personality get lost in all that perfection? The Volvo NL12 EDC, a true lion of the Brazilian trucking scene. Famous for its rugged reliability, this truck is beautifully detailed, striking a perfect balance between classic design and timeless raw animal power. Customization, this is where it leaves the other Brazilian trucks behind. The options are simple. Multiple chassis, cabins and engines, from the true-to-life 360 and the 410 horsepower versions to some insane custom builds. But it's the accessories where this mod becomes better. The steering wheel reminds me of trucks and coaches I was driving back in the 1990s, early 2000s. Spoilers, mud flaps, dozens of light configurations, antennas, custom horns, interior decorations. This truck truly does become your truck. And the driving experience, this could be what you're looking for. It is the perfect blend of old school grit and new school refinement. The handling feels heavy and powerful, telling you everything the truck is doing, but the electronics keep it responsive and predictable. It's challenging enough to keep you on your toes, but smooth enough to enjoy on the longest hauls. It hits the absolute sweet spot. EDC, in case you're wondering, stands for Electronic Diesel Control, one of the forefathers innovations to modern day trucking. The engine has a deep throaty growl that feels real. Every single sound blends together in a symphony of diesel power that makes this truck feel alive. It's an absolute joy to drive if you want something different. Looking back, my fellow truckers, after 2,000 kilometers, 4 tracks and a journey that went from disappointment to joy with a hint of nostalgia, it's time to crown the Brazilian champion that could invade the roads of ETS2. The R-Grill was a non-starter. The Mercedes is stunning, a raw piece of history for a true purist, and is the perfect truck for your AI drivers, especially when you're starting a new game in ETS2. The Volvo NL12 EDC is a technical marvel of its time and is the perfect classic truck to drive in ETS2. But the one truck that delivered on every single promise, you guessed it, the VW Meteor. This is the only truck that could handle the European roads with ease, get in and out of tight turns and small delivery points, And more importantly, it will be familiar to ETS2 players, making the transition to a Brazilian truck flawless.